I have a bunch of videos and what I saw, and one of them I mentioned about abortion. I think the politicians should drop. I don't give a damn about the whole thing. And don't get me started about my feelings towards it. But if the politicians were smart, wash their hands of it, and every 4 years for the presidential election, let the people make the referendum about whether or not they want the abortion. I think by forcing it on the people to decide, you're going to force them out to vote. And you want to watch votes or whatever. And also, your hands are clean. Because the rhetoric that I had seen, and I take umbrage of what I saw, there were these women with blood, or the illusion of blood, a maxi pad. They thought that was the proper way to behave. Wrong. And the protests and more. No, if I would totally go back to Congress and Senate. Pull it out, pull out. Keep your hands clean. Because by making a statement and making these laws and stuff, you could be putting your life on the line. Because of the behaviors that I saw was despicable. Absolutely no decorum. Terroristic, blackmail, and more. And why was it, 50 years to pull this? And I think it was deliberately done. But what should happen is Senate, or I guess it goes through Congress first, and then Senate. Pass an amendment that every 4 years, all the whatever states, territories, whoever would vote in the presidential election, I don't know, Puerto Rico or whatever would have the same kind of abortion stuff the 50 states here do. But make it where you make the people vote, yes or no, and then you put on the line. I don't believe they should really be aborting after 15 weeks. I mean, if you can't tell by then. But the thing is, when I think about Billy Blake, who was the prisoner who shot the cop in Syracuse, I don't remember if he killed him or not. And you almost had to feel sorry for Billy. It was cop's fault somehow because the gun that Billy Blake could get. But at the same time, he was tossed out, I guess, in foster home and all. That really wasn't wanted. He might have been one that would have been good aborted. And I've seen some that I agree. This one guy was saying he wished he was aborted. Sometimes I feel that way with me. My mother bled the whole time. And since all these people aborted my life from living, but I take umbrage with what I saw. You want to play this game? You take responsibility. You change. The politicians really are putting their lives on the line. And the judges, not. What they should do is put it every 4 years when you do a presidential election. Because I don't think the midterms would be proper. And then list for I believe it should be, save the life of the mother. Because how can you raise a kid and you let the mother die? Now, I don't know where some of these ectopic pregnancies are. I don't know. I probably never could carry. When it was said I was the 7th generation, would have had twins. But like force the people, and then you put some decisions. There should be no partial birth abortion. That sounds cruel and barbaric, but then just like the episode on WKRP in Cincinnati, that was a good one. Put the kid up for the adoption. Otherwise, why not abort me right now? I don't think the politicians in this case should make the decision. I think it should go to a public vote with a few. Now, you vote yes or no. If you vote yes, you know, whatever. I mean, I can't imagine you wait almost 9 months or 9 months and then, because my mother miscarried, the one before me. She never got over that and was worried she'd lose me because she bled the whole time. And she didn't gain any weight. So you make these girls, women wanted to publicly be out in public with white pants and bloody protests and more. That wasn't the way to do it. What they should have done is demand that Congress and Senate go and change it where you make the people vote. And if it ends up in a state that voted no and then vote yes, there should also be underneath each one, you know, yes and no, a couple of reasons or something, like no more than 15 weeks, no partial birth, to save the life of the mother or child, or the kid if it was an underage. That's how it should be. Any politician who wants to put their hands on this, you really are putting your life in danger. And it does no good. You'd be better off the people make the vote, referendum, or whatever they call it. And then, but do it on a 4-year where you have more turnout. And then, I mean, when Letitia James is proudly saying, I thought that was repulsive. I think she's up, she's not getting my vote. I don't like her. I mean, to be proud? How, I don't, the thing is, that's a private thing. I don't think it should have been a parade. And so, and if the baby is damaged like I was, maybe you should think about it. But back then in the 60s, things were different. You didn't have the amniocentesis. I should have been born during the blizzard of 66, but I got here a month early. When the blizzard of 66 hit, it was the door, like, let's see, the door was all snow, and they only plowed up to the doctor's house just so he could get to the hospital. My mother was having a nicotine fit. Of course, I wouldn't remember. I'm a year or a month old. But the politicians, you are putting your lives at risk by ruling, and you're taking away the voice of these nitwits. You let them vote on it, and should have at least 4 categories underneath, however, and for both negative and positive of it. Because if you don't keep your hands clean, you may not be around to see your hands clean again. And that should change. And I think that would be something Claudia Tenney should think about. Whether you're pro or against it, you want to save your own life too. And and make the people assume responsibility. That's all I have to say on that.